everyone, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for tuning in. In this week's vlog, I am in the beautiful Lake District. Behind me, I've got Ullswater. We are nearby Penrith, and I've been staying here for the last 3 nights and kind of getting away a little bit. I haven't done any running, but of course I've done plenty of hiking, and I'm about to go for a hike now. I'm excited to bring you guys along with me. It is the most beautiful place here. I mean, look at this. This is just off the main road. And they've got this amazing path that goes around the whole of Ullswater, which I intend to run at some point. And then here is the lake itself. Not a lake, of course, just a water. But we are heading up Aira Force, which is a series of waterfalls, and then there is Gowbarrow at the top, which is a fell. And I'm really excited because I ran this route a couple of years ago, 1.5 years ago, and I absolutely adored it. So I'm gonna bring Fiann and the dog along with me and show you guys what it's all about. Morning! How are you today?
Good.
Are you excited to see the waterfalls?
I am. Excited to get out while the sun's out.
Yeah, the sun is trying to be out. We've really lucked out with the weather up here actually, because in Bristol, I mean, like most of the country, it has been raining literally non-stop, and it's so depressing. I think I get all of my energy and motivation from the sun, like a plant, and as soon as it's really grey, I'm just like, oh, I can't bother to do anything. And we left Bristol on Monday, and it has been sunny here ever since. It's very rare that it's sunnier up in the Lake District than it is down in Bristol, but by the time we get back, it's going to be still pouring with rain, 12 degrees, and we have no boiler at home as well, so it's going to be a bit chilly, isn't it?
Got that to look forward to.
Yeah, rain and no heating. You might be wondering why I'm not running, and it's partly because I've actually not done very much trail running recently. The only trail running I've done is sort of on like groomed paths, a little bit like this actually, but since Paris I've not done a huge amount of running because I've been so busy, and I've also been trying to get back to the gym and doing some strength training as per one of my previous vlogs, and I kind of didn't want to rush back into it, not least because of my EBV, but also I want to make sure that it's keeping it fun, and I really wanted to be able to get out onto the fells and into the mountains, into the hills every day while we were here, and I knew that if I ran I would have to take a day off afterwards, so I'm doing all of them as hikes, and I still go the same amount of distance. I'm out for nearly twice as long, so it's probably actually good training, and also I get to take in the views a little bit more, which I do obviously do as much as possible when I am running. But when you're on trails with routes that are trying to trip you up, there is a certain amount of looking at the floor that you have to do. Lots of hiking has been going on, and it means I get to actually chat to Fiann as well, which is lovely. And also I can share it with you guys at whatever pace I'm going. Plus, let's be honest, even if I was running this, I would very much still be hiking these bits because it is quite steep. It's got so warm. It's gorgeous and wonderfully humid in there as well. Obviously there's a lot of water going on at the moment, and the sun is out, which means stripped down to the waist. To be fair, if I was running, I would definitely be wearing shorts and a sports bra in this kind of weather. And hiking up that hill feels a little bit like running, But that takes us out the top of Aira Force, and then we're now heading on to Gowbarrow Fell, which is also owned by the National Trust. So that's owned by the National Trust. And this is owned by the National Trust, and it's so gorgeous. Usually, so in summer when I was here last time, this was all bracken, like head height bracken. So it looks a little bit different this time round, but still, I think you'll agree with me, absolutely gorgeous. And I think the reason why I like Aira Force so much and other places like that is that the trees are still there, and I love the Lake District, don't get me wrong, like I wouldn't come here so much if I didn't, but I do think it's a shame that there are so many areas that are maintained without trees and without the possibility of trees growing back, because obviously sheep farming and tree growing are sort of antithetical to each other. So I really appreciate the areas where there are trees like this, because I just think, and this is what the landscape should look and sound like, pretty much. Not exactly, I mean, it wouldn't have a nice groomed path, for example, but I don't know, I think, you know, our bodies are meant to be in like naturally diverse landscapes, and while I love the fells and I think they're gorgeous, I still always prefer a stream and a bunch of trees. And that's my favourite sort of habitat, and it just makes me feel so at peace and at home. But having said that, about to go out onto the fells, which I do also love, and I will show you the views once we get up there. Upwards! Gorgeous views, absolutely lovely. So that, I think, is St Sunday, and behind it is Fairfield, and to the right is Helvellyn over there. And we did St Sunday, when did we do that, 2 days ago? Yeah, I'm gonna insert a clip here because we got a bit lost. In fact, we just missed the path where it turned up, and we started traversing, and then we ended up just going up a scree slope, which was quite scary, especially as it was so windy. But that was a beautiful route. How far was it? 12k?
12-13k.
12-13k, which is not bad.
850 metres up.
850 metres elevation gain, which is also not bad. Definitely was a bit of a struggle, but absolutely loved it. And this is a nice small hill, so small hill? Easy. Small compared to the other ones in the Lake District, not small compared to anywhere else that we get in Bristol. It's very hilly in Bristol, but nothing big. Every time I do my trail running or fell running, I always try and travel somewhere like this to get in some proper hills, because it prepares you a little bit better for the Alps than, you know, just your standard roads in Bristol. I absolutely adore the views and everything that you get from having the hills here. It really is something special. Nearly at the top now. We are at 442 meters, and I could definitely feel it. It's funny because last time I did this I ran it. I mean, I definitely hiked up those bits, but I would have been running at this point, and I felt so strong. And it's quite difficult not to feel completely and utterly hopeless and depressed when you realise like how much hard work went into getting that way, and then how much regression there's been since then. But you know, that's life. Even if I wasn't ill, if I hadn't been ill, you can't maintain peak fitness all the time. And obviously with social media, we just see people doing all these impressive feats of endurance, or being super fast, or constantly racing. And it's easy to forget that that's not always reality, and that things happen and whatever. You can't always be doing that. And it's a shame. But it's also, it just is what it is. And I feel very lucky that despite the fact that this is considerably harder than it should be for a relatively small hill, it is also much, much easier than it would have been in September last year, say. Or, I mean, 2 years ago this was super easy. Half a year ago this would have been impossible. And now it's somewhere in the middle, which is still a big improvement. And a lot of people with EBV, the condition that I have, this would be completely impossible, especially doing it whilst talking to the camera. So I'm trying also not to sound like I'm complaining continuously, because compared to a lot of people, I'm not too bad. Although I do also continually remind myself that Mark Cavendish did like 2 Tour de France's with EBV, and he managed to do those Not up to his usual standard, but still, he managed to do the Tour de France twice with EBV. And yes, I think he found it quite difficult, but he still did do it. So anyway, that gives me hope. I'm not intending to do the Tour de France anytime soon, but I am intending to get back to trails. And although I love running, a good proportion of the thing that I love about trail running is just being in environments like this, because it is absolutely gorgeous. And I'm very lucky to be here, and I am happy to just sort of make the most of it at a pace that I find manageable at the moment, and hope that in the future I'll be thinking back to this time and going, wow, remember when I could barely walk up that hill? Now I'm running it. So that's me manifesting that for the future. Made it! Gorgeous. Woohoo! Made it to Trig Point, and up you go. Hey, good girl. Well done, everyone. She loves it. Loves it up there. Practicing my technical trails, but it's quite difficult in solid hiking boots. I usually, even when I hike, even when I walk, I'll wear my trail shoes, but decided to go with my hiking boots today because it's very boggy. And yeah, I find them so much more difficult. I wonder if anyone else does the same. But they are very comfy at the very least. But I think I'm used to being able to be, you know, nimble and get between the rocks and stuff, and now my feet are huge and heavy. So I find it a little bit tougher, but not bad at all. And it's good practice. I think it makes my brain happy doing this sort of thing. It's like playing chess or something. Not that chess makes me happy, but you know, having to use your brain a little bit rather than road running, you know, just the monotony of one foot in front of the other. Very good for switching off, but when you need a distraction, technical trails are definitely the way forwards. That's a happy dog. Go ahead. Look how incredible that tree is. Look at all the ferns on it. Wow. So pretty. Oh. What are you doing? What are you doing? Isn't it stunning? This is the bit, the last time I did it, I genuinely thought like this is one of the most beautiful places I've ever run. It kind of feels quite alpine, you know, you're on a little narrow path that's super rocky, and you've got a lake over there and you've got some trees. Oh, it's just so beautiful. And I feel very happy to be out here. Ugh. We're about to drive back down south, and you know, you've always got to get in a big hike before a long drive. It's 4.5 hours for us, all being well. So yeah, getting out now. 2 hours in so far. We'll probably do an extra hour and then head on back down. Tia's decided we're running this bit, which I'm very happy with while it goes downhill, until it starts going uphill again. Hiya! Go on! Go on, baby! Up you go! This is fun. Ah! Oh, I can't see a thing. Ooh. Thanks so much. Thank you. Good, that's okay. Who are they? F-35 plane. Fiann knows all the planes.
Most expensive military machines in the build. Most expensive military program.
Woo! Tia, Tia, Tia. Whoa. Crazy. There you go, this is Aira Force. So beautiful. Can't go wrong with a waterfall, really. So last time I came here, I actually didn't see this because I was avoiding crowds, and for obvious reasons, this was the most crowded bit, and it was in August. Whereas now, it's, what is it today? 2nd of April? It is May, 2nd of May. Brain doesn't work. Completely empty, almost. So beautiful. Trust Cafe just at the bottom, picked up a vegan sausage roll and some chips, which is something that, well, I was going to say you can't do when you're running, which is definitely a lie because I do it all the time. Grab a coffee or an ice cream in the middle of summer, but it seems a little bit more practical when you're hiking. So I'm gonna have this on the way back down south. We've been going for about 3 hours so far, which it's quite a lot longer than if I was running it, but it's so nice to be out. I'm basically just trying to make the most of this beautiful weather and these gorgeous views. Time for a swim. You made it, Tia! Good girl. Good girl. Who's a good puppy? Well, we made it back down to the water. It is so gorgeous. What an amazing walk and beautiful place to start and end it as well. Just having a little rest here before heading back in the car. I just don't want to leave. But I hope you enjoyed me sharing the walk. It is one that I would thoroughly recommend. I think in summer it does get pretty busy, but you know, it's the Lake District. It thrives off tourism, and I think obviously it's nice to see people enjoying the great outdoors. I know that I definitely do. So that is it for this week's vlog. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did enjoy it, please do give it a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button. I'm sure I'll be back with plenty more running content, and I'll be getting back to running this week, so I'm really excited to get back, and also of course be including all my gym workouts. But I think things like this, you know, hiking every now and again is pretty good, especially if you want to do trail running, and as they say, variety is the spice of life. So here's my spice. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye!